Hello, everyone. Welcome. I've got Jacki here with me today, and we are excited to be here. We have another wonderful show planned for you, celebrating everything around autumn and fall.
I love it, and that crisp air. Oh,
I don't know if you heard yesterday, I have a new term.
What is?
Fautumn.
Oh,
yes,
perfect. That's
it's
something
fall and autumn. It wasn't meant to be, but you know what? We're going with it.
Now you're just acting like me, because that's what I do. That's exactly
so
true.
Yeah. Welcome, everyone, to Three Things Live, where theme number 1 is something to smile about, theme number 2 is something to learn, and theme number 3 is something to discover. Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Three Things Live. I'm Kris here at my girlfriend's quilt shop, and I'm so happy you decided to join us today. Whether you're watching live or a little bit later on, we're just happy to have you. So thank you. All right, well, this week we've been talking about all things autumn and fall and fautumn, and, and we've been asking for your pictures of your beautiful autumn leaves, and you guys have been great at sending them in. And to help me enjoy this little moment of time, I've got my friends Jacki and Fern with me.
Hey,
how are you guys?
Great. How are we?
Great.
It's awesome to be here today. It really is.
You know what? It is
Fautumn.
fautumn.
It is, yes.
Look
great.
at you, and you've even got the fautumn shirt on.
She does.
I think it should. I really do think it should be a new word in the dictionary.
You know?
Do you ever wonder whether which word you should use in a sentence?
No. I just use them all.
Oh man, I stay up late at night thinking about, should I call it fall? Should I call it autumn?
Oh, it happens to me on a daily basis. If you'll
throwing out,
here I am. I'm stuttering here, waiting. Holding. Thinking of the word to say.
Yeah,
so that happens to me all the time.
All the time, all day long. Well, whatever you call it, we're happy that it's here because it's beautiful, it's lovely with all the different colors, and this is happening all over the country, and you have proven us right on this. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the photos you've been sending in. First off, we have Camellia, our wonderful friend. She used to live here in Logan, but now she lives in Nebraska.
Ooh.
Yes, so we miss you,
Look at that
Camellia.
beautiful red leaf.
That's gorgeous. It's like peeking out behind the tree, right? Then we have Heidi, our friend in Snohomish, Washington.
Yes.
Gotta love Heidi, right? And that's
a great shot.
That
red
is beautiful
leaf. That is a great shot. The contrast of color there, fantastic.
Textures. Yeah.
Then coming from Malta, Idaho is our friend Dawn Ellis.
Oh, look at the mountains behind there. Isn't that gorgeous?
It looks like a puzzle. It should be a puzzle.
Yes.
It should be a puzzle. That would be a tough puzzle.
I know.
But it definitely could be one.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, Dawn. Thank you for sending that in. Then we have Michelle DeViblis, and she is from Southeast Wisconsin and Lake Michigan. So I think she's got photos from both of those places here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And you know what? Land or sea, they're both gorgeous, right?
Yes, they are.
Our friend Debbie Vasquez sent this one in, and she's from Sacramento, California. So kind of nice to see some leaves changing out there in Cali, right? So pretty. Judith Boehm is next, and can you guess where she's from? Oh, so beautiful.
Love all those colors in the row.
Yeah.
Oh,
that is beautiful.
Ohio.
I was going to say, it's not here.
Yeah,
I said no, there are no mountains.
We don't have that
That
many
is
trees here.
the beautiful state of Ohio. So thank you, Judith. And then Miss Kyle, our very own Kyle. No, that's unfortunately not here, but she was just on a trip to Pennsylvania. and got this picture, and now that looks like it could be a puzzle.
Yes,
Beautiful.
Right?
it does. That is
Yeah.
so
I
beautiful.
mean, yeah, the rolling hills and then the clouds and
They
the
call them
sky.
mountains, but
Yeah, yes, they call them mountains.
Yeah.
We call them hills, right?
right.
Thanks, Kyle, for sharing that one with us from Pennsylvania. And then we've got Patsy Bolden. That's a lot of leaves falling over there, Patsy,
looks
in
lovely.
Cincinnati. Oh my goodness, yeah, that just looks like fun
Work.
waiting to
Your
happen. You say work,
say
I
work.
say
And
fun. Yeah,
I'm
that's probably
seeing
true.
the stove, or the stove there with the fireplace.
Yeah, exactly. Debbie Peterson
those.
shared these gorgeous photos with us. Not sure where Debbie's from, but they still are beautiful, aren't
Those
they?
golds, yeah.
Miss Abby, look at that.
that. That's
Abby,
pretty.
is that in your front yard? Wow.
that's
okay,
beautiful.
that is a gorgeous
That is really pretty.
shade of red and orange and all the things. So Abby gave that to us. Thanks, Abby. And then a couple more. We have Joyce Wilkstrom. Oh boy, Joyce Wilkstrom Klimist is from West Greeley, Colorado.
Ooh.
And look at that.
Beautiful.
I mean, even like her shrubs are changing color, right?
That's
Yeah.
pretty.
Which is so beautiful. And then finally, for today, we have Shannon Maple. And Shannon Maple is also, from the great state. No, I don't know
We don't
where
know where
Shannon
she's
Maple
from,
is
yeah.
from. No, I
That
don't
looks
have
like-
that one written
that's
down.
pretty.
Okay,
Aw.
our very own Suzanne.
Cute.
This is not here in Utah, but when she was on a trip to see her grandchildren
Yes.
in Ohio, there we go. There you have it, Suzanne.
Gorgeous. So pretty.
Thank you. Jess is
them.
in the comments. She said definitely missing Ohio at this time of
I
year.
bet she is. I
Yeah,
bet.
she is
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, so beautiful. So thank you, everyone, for sending those pictures in. Just makes us happy, doesn't it?
It does. I need to be more. I need to be better at looking at the scenery, and taking that in.
Yeah.
Because you have
I
so many
think
trees
it's
in
so
Logan
beautiful.
City. Like in West Valley, not so much. But
Oh,
in Logan,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
down your main streets,
Yeah.
your side roads,
Yeah.
Yeah.
are just filled with trees. They're
Yes.
You know
beautiful.
what? It's true. Even the other day, I was driving away from my house, and I live kind of along a little bit of a mountainside, right? And I'm driving down the street, and all of a sudden, it just opens up, and there's these gorgeous colors. I pulled over. I said, I got to take a moment and breathe it in,
Yes.
Nice.
and just
Yes.
enjoy it for a moment.
Yes, we all need to do that.
Right?
Just take
Yeah.
a breath.
It kind of goes back
Yeah.
to, stop and smell the roses kind of idea, but
Yeah.
we're going to smell the leaves
Yeah.
and smell the
Oh,
air.
yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me
exactly.
of the show The Lorax because we watched that last night.
Oh.
Where they cut down all the trees.
Oh,
So sad.
It is so sad.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Oh my goodness. That reminds me, if you're reading the book with us for this this
next.
quarter's book club, it's Saving CC Honeycutt. And there's this there's this little experience that happens where the one neighbor chopped down the magnolia tree.
oh.
Ooh,
yeah.
that was not good. That was not good.
I love that book. I
And
love
she
that book
said,
so much.
Karma is coming back to
Yes.
hit her for chopping down the magnolia tree. So we love the trees, we love the leaves, we love this time of year. So we have even more to share with you tomorrow. So if you haven't sent your pictures in and you'd like to be a part of it, go on ahead and send it to marketing@mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com. We'll just post it tomorrow.
Nice.
All
That'd be
right.
great.
All right. Thanks, everyone. It's so fun when you participate. We love it. All right. So as we celebrate this time of year, of course, we're gearing up for the Thanksgiving holiday, right? And Jacki is going to be sharing with us the simplest way to make the most beautiful linen napkins for your table. And I know I'm a paper towel girl. What can I say? But for a special occasion, you bet I might just pull out that Serger and give it a whirl. So stay tuned for that. And then Fern and I will be sharing some gorgeous redwork designs with you at the end of the show. So make sure and stick around with us. We'll be back in just a moment. We would love to invite you to be a part of the Stitch Your Story Challenge for 2025. We're going to help you create a quilt this year that not one other person on the planet will have, because it's your story.
I wanted to leave stories for my kids.
We're asking you to create a personal 12.5-inch unfinished quilt block each month. It's according to a theme.
It's good therapy for me.
And we're going to give you different ideas throughout the year on what the theme is and what techniques you could possibly do, because really there's no right or wrong way to do it. It is all up to you and your own creativity. All your questions could be answered by watching 3 Themes live every month. That is going to be your go-to resource for everything Stitch Your Story. So please share with us your pictures, your stories, and you can do so by using the hashtag StitchYourStory2025 and hashtag MyGirlfriend'sQuiltShop. It's not too late. It's never too late. Start today and move forward, because I promise you won't regret it.
Three Things Live is where we always have something to make you smile
Something to learn.
and something to discover.
Let's go. Connectivity features. This is how you're going to get a very long stitch out. I mean, we don't have a hoop that fits this size.
Now, it tells me that my embroidery is finished.
Uh-huh.
And is it okay to connect your next pattern?
And you're gonna say,
And
heck
I'm
yeah.
gonna say, you bet. Now,
It says heck yeah on
Yeah, it should. That is a projection.
line that up exactly with that little
Wow.
image. That needle comes right down to the very center
Oh my
of
goodness.
that. And
so
if
we
it's
want to
not-
make sure that our stickers are within that embroidery field.
Okay, but do I need to move it up because this fingers
You
press
do.
line is
You want to
like
make sure that that is right there in the
fold.
center of my hoop.
So it's recognizing the hoop.
Uh-huh.
It's recognizing where the stickers are. Look at that.
And I'm gonna say, okay,
And then you just start again,
then
and
you
it just matches it up perfectly.
yeah, it does.
Wow.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
It's
Hi,
so fun.
Jacki.
How are you? My
Good.
name's Jackie,
and I'm Fern.
this is so
I
exciting.
don't think I've got to sit with you.
No,
and do
I
a
think this is a
project.
first. This is a first.
First voyage.
So, yes, it is. Wow. We are paving the way
Yes.
together, aren't we? Which is awesome. Well, this is so exciting. I cannot wait to share with you today some really fun things. Don't
Okay.
you think sometimes when you have this vision in your mind about a Thanksgiving table? You know,
Yes.
everyone, when I say Thanksgiving table, everyone comes up with something in their mind, right?
Do you think like beautiful centerpiece and all of the plates matching?
Yes,
and
exactly.
All on, everything looks identical and beautiful around the table.
Yes.
That's the vision I have in my head.
That's right.
You know what happens on Thanksgiving Day?
That's not what happens at my house a lot of times. But I envision the same thing,
Yes.
where I just love to
The Better Home
see
is Martha Stewart
yes,
table.
a beautiful
Yeah.
tablescape. And
Yeah.
one thing that I've just kind of been playing around with lately is how to make your own napkins.
Okay,
Now I know there is out there paper or linens, right?
uh-huh.
So I know that some people love to find the paper napkins. Some love the linens.
Oh, the cute ones with the turkey
Yes.
and
But you know how fun it is, especially if you're a newbie or anyone. This is such a simple project that we can do, and it looks elegant,
Yeah.
depending on how you do it.
Yeah, and if
So-
you're like out to impress, your husband's mother,
Yeah, there you
this
go.
is the thing to
Yes,
do.
I
or
agree.
if you just want to make it just beautiful and like I would love to impress my kids. They
Yes.
would not know what to do with a napkin.
Well, I think
or
it
a
just even helps
napkin.
ourselves
Yeah.
as well.
Oh,
Because
definitely.
we're making something beautiful and everyone is enjoying it, and I think it just
Yeah.
brings a whole different
Definitely,
thing,
yes,
right?
yeah.
So I'm so excited to show you some fun things that we're going to make today. I'm going to show you how to do a decorative thread with using your serger, and any 4-thread overlock serger will work.
Okay.
As long as it has a rolled hem. So
Okay.
that
Which
pretty
don't
much
they all?
They all do.
Okay.
Yes. So depending on the brand that you have, we're going to be working today on the Baby Lock Victory. And look how beautiful.
Those are
I just
stunning.
purchased
I
this this linen, and I just used a decorative thread, and I serged around the edge.
And
Doesn't this
they're
look so hard?
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah. Like, I think I've tried this before, and I don't think mine ever looked this pretty. So I know there's a trick.
Well, there
Or
are a couple tricks.
A rule.
I don't know if there's rules. Rules are always
Made to be broken.
yes, I think
Okay.
so.
Probably the correct thread is what I,
Yes.
what I would
So
need.
I'm going to walk you through how simple this is to put a beautiful edge on your napkins. So you just purchased. I did mine at 18 by 18, and so
Okay.
that seems to be. I know that there's a certain for dinner napkins and a size, but I don't really. That's something that I didn't really pay attention to. So, but I liked it. I did it 18 because it's easy. You can get 4 out of 1 yard of fabric if it's 45 wide.
That's what's important.
And that's what's
we
so
don't want to
important.
waste the extra 2
No,
inches.
we don't.
And where did you get your linen? That is
So
such
we
beautiful
actually
fabric.
ordered this linen in, and we will sell it on our website in 1 yard increments. This is actually 60 wide, so you will have a little bit of extra left
Okay.
over, but I was able to get 4 beautiful napkins out of that. Before we head to the serger to show you how to do it, let me just show you some different threads that I use. This is also a really fun thing to do with threads, is you can try a bunch of different threads. I just chose these. I did this variegated
That is
thread
really pretty.
on ours, and then you can also do the metallics.
This would be gorgeous for Halloween,
Which is
too.
beautiful. Yes. You can use just your regular serger weight thread, and I'll show you what it kind of looks like. And then
And
these
serger weight thread is what?
is just a 50 weight.
Okay.
You know, it's on a spool. It's
Okay.
usually polyester thread.
Okay.
And we've got a cone of it here, and it's 2,000 yards, and it's usually one that you do black and white. And before,
Okay.
when I had a serger, I would never change my threads because it was so scary. But I love the way that these baby lock machines
Yeah.
make threading so much easier, and so I'm not afraid to switch out my threads.
So I'm not afraid to rethread my machine, but I don't, I just have white on there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I just call it serger thread. So knowing that it's 50 weight and not your 40 weight like you do embroidery, and that it's polyester and not cotton,
Yeah.
those are things that I need to learn about so I get
Yeah.
the right thread
Right.
to make the right projects.
Right.
So that's awesome.
Well, and it's fun to experiment with thread as well.
Okay.
So don't be afraid of trying some new things on your serger. You'll know if it doesn't work well, then it will break, and then you'll have to rethread it.
Okay.
But that's okay. So, all right. Well, let's head over to the serger, and I'm going to show you how we set this up. I'm using a Victory, which still has the jet threading on this, and so it's easy to thread. You notice up here that you don't have any tension dials up here.
Right.
So this is an automatic tension, so you don't have to really mess with the
With
different
anything.
with anything.
Okay.
That my old serger I had many years ago, I had to fiddle with it, and I never got it right. So that
Right.
was another thing that was really frustrating for me. And so that's what's so nice about this particular one.
And you don't have to worry about which one you thread first with the baby lock. Is that correct?
That's on. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so we do have a video that tells you how to set up for a rolled hem.
Okay, which is what we're going to use on the
So,
napkins?
yes, is what
Okay.
we're going to use on the napkins. Are we going to watch that video? Okay, let's go to that video and we'll show you how to set that up.
Hi, I'm Sherry with my girlfriend's quilt shop. We're going to look at how to do a 3-thread rolled hem on a delicate fabric. With me, I have some gauze that I'm going to use to do a rolled edge around it to make a baby blanket. I've got my machine set up on a 3-thread rolled hem, and I have very little stitching set up so that it rolls that hem nice and tight. I'm also going to go around the curves in a corner, so I'm using my curved foot. Let's go over and take a look at the machine. All right, we have our machine set up on a 3-thread overlock rolled edge. We have 1 needle in. We have our width set at 3.5. We have our length set at just barely 0.75 right here. Our stitch selectors on D and our wave selectors on overlock. Our knife's up, so it's going to do just a little trim if we need it to. Let's take a look at this rolled edge. We've gone all the way around our baby blanket, and you can see that rolled edge looks fantastic on the front and on the back and around the corners. Have fun using the rolled hem on your serger.
That was amazing
awesome.
on how to
Yeah.
do that. Sherry did a great job at explaining how to set up your machine. So I don't even have to go through that.
No.
So I'm going to teach you, though, a couple different things. All right, so if you have square napkins,
Okay.
do you just serge off the edge around all of them? You can do that.
can do that, yeah.
Definitely. So let me show you how to do that. I already have two
Two sides
sides, and I'm not, this one is different than the one I have at home. It's amazing how quickly you
know.
get used to a certain machine. All right, so I'm just using the edge of my presser foot as a guide, and I'm just barely I'm going to just go off and use the knife cutter on my machine. I'm actually using the Aeroflock thread, and then in the upper looper,
Okay.
which is what you see the most. And then I've got just regular serger thread in my needle and in my lower looper.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and do that last. So this is one. Okay, so this is one way that you can do the rolled edge right here, is you can just, so you'll have
you've got
these
these-
long tails.
Okay.
And because I went off at each time.
So
So
what do
all
you do
you
with
have to do
these?
before I cut them, I will add fray check
Okay.
on each of the corners
corner.
and let it dry really good. Then I will clip them off, and it works out just fine.
So all the times that I've just like kind of tugged it and clipped it, what happens? Like, is it going to come undone?
I haven't had, well, if you pull your threads a little bit, it does lock.
Okay.
If you're worried about that, you can undo a little bit of the threads, and you can actually tie a square knot on the
Yeah.
ends. It's a little bit tight to be able to put
do
those,
that?
to put them through, to weave them back into here. So
Yeah, I can't see well enough. So that's why I
Right.
don't do handwork. Is like
But-
if I can just
right.
pull it and tug it. But I love the fray check.
Yeah, the fray check
Okay.
works really, really well. And I will clip it fairly close so that I've got my threads, and I will undo them, and then I'll tug them so that they're not going anywhere. Then you can put the fray check on and then just clip your
Okay.
your edges,
That's-
okay?
that sounds
And
like
they
something I
and
can
they
do.
work out really nice. Now this
Yeah.
other option that I'm going to show you is a little bit trickier, and it does take a little bit of extra time to practice, but it still works the same. I'm going to actually show you how to go to a curve, or not a curve, but a
corner.
corner, and turn it
And turn it.
without running the thread off of it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll show
So
you
it's like
how that
turning a
works.
corner on 2 wheels. Right?
Yes, exactly. So I am going to just serge down. Now the first one will have a tail, but I'm going to just serge until I come to the end. I'm going to slow down. Okay, just before I run off, I'm going to use my hand wheel, and I'm going to just go off my fabric one thread, one
just
needle.
one needle
okay?
thread.
I'm going to put
One
my needle,
stitch?
one stitch, there you go. Put my needle to the top. Now I'm going to lift my presser foot, and then I'm going to take my fabric. Now there are stitch fingers that are back there that the stitches stay on those little metal
Okay.
things in the back of it. I want to take that off just barely, so I'm going to pull my fabric back just enough so that it releases from those stitch fingers, which are clear back here. I know it's hard to see. Then I'm going to just turn my fabric.
So if your fabric doesn't turn easily, it's probably still stuck on the
Because it's stuck on
finger.
the stitch
Okay.
fingers. So it will come around if it's not on
it's
those.
not on those,
Yes.
okay.
So you don't want to pull too much because then you'll have a gap.
You don't want a lot of thread.
No, you
back
don't
there.
want. You want very little thread. So just barely have that thread come off those stitch fingers.
Okay.
Going to turn it around, and now I'm going to put it back down. Now here, if I just started, I would go over those stitches at the end. But I don't want to because that's going to give us too much bulk. So I am going to just use my hand wheel, and I'm going to barely just put my needle down at the bottom of that stitch, and I'll leave it down in the fabric. Then I just get going, and there you go.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? I'll do that one more
Yeah.
time really fast so then you can see it, and then coming to the end, I'm just going to go one stitch off, keep my needle up, presser foot up, pull it towards the back until it comes off of that stitch finger.
And you can probably feel that release.
Yes, you
can't
can
with
feel it
that
release
fabric?
for
Okay.
sure. And then turn it around. It's ready to go. I'm just going to barely put it in the fabric on that last stitch. Now this does take a little bit of practice, and I still would use fray check.
So this
So let
seems
me
like
show
the
you.
perfect project to practice that technique on.
it is. Take some squares like
Yeah.
I did, and I'll show you how the corners are. It went, and they look pretty good.
Oh,
actually.
yeah, they do.
I was really proud of myself
Good job, good job.
because it does take a lot of practice. But from here, I would definitely put fray check on each of those just to hold
Okay.
on. And then of course, the one end you can't really turn.
Right.
You're going to fray check and then let it dry really good, and then you'll just clip those off.
Awesome.
And that's all there is to
That,
it. Isn't that?
like, takes all the scary out of it.
It really does,
because-
and you feel
yeah,
accomplished.
Yeah.
And it's something that even you don't have to have a fancy serger.
Mm-hmm.
You can have, but it's so fun, and would make a great wedding gift. I'm thinking, look how fun
Oh, you can
it
put
would be for
their
people.
initials on it?
You could definitely put initials. You
Yeah.
could just, and you are going to talk about, you and Kris are going to talk about how
Yes.
you can embellish the napkins after
Yes.
this. But I wanted to show you also
That is
just some difference. I was using the arrow flock. I have a couple
So what
samples.
is arrow flock?
It's a stretchy thread.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Can we show that? Are
It's
these arrow
that's
flock?
one of those.
So
Let's do.
the sad thing is I have a bunch of these.
Oh, and you
I
haven't
just don't
used
know what
them?
they are.
Okay,
Yeah,
this
like-
arrow flock is kind of like, it's a stretchy, and it works really well with knits. It works,
Okay.
it covers really well when you're doing
It's
a rolled
kind
hem.
of fuzzy and it falls.
It is.
Like, it kind of falls up, like like yarn.
Yes,
Like it kind
yeah.
of comes apart like yarn.
Yeah,
Okay.
it unravels really easily. So you have to be really careful.
So
but
it's really good for.
But it's perfect because it covers really, really well when you're doing a rolled hem.
Okay.
Now you can change on your settings. I had it set at about a 1, but you can set your stitch length from a 1 to a 4. So I want to show you some examples of what I did.
So one is closer together, like
Right.
it is on a sewing machine.
Yes, you could even go down to like
I'm learning
0.75.
so much.
So like 0.75, you can actually go below. And
Oh.
this is where it's really fun to kind of play with it and see which one you like.
Okay.
Because sometimes you may not want this dense of a stitch,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So this one actually is a Decorative thread, which is what this one is. This is a 12 weight, and I had it set at 1.5.
Okay.
And this, I think, did a really nice
Yeah, it's
job
beautiful.
with keeping the stitches close together, and you're able to see the beautiful variegated
Yeah,
thread on
beautiful.
it, which I love to play with variegated thread.
Yeah.
It's really fun. So there's that one. Now this one is really fun too. If you love
wow.
to play with metallics, this is the one that I use. This is a Glamour, and it's an 8-weight thread.
Oh, wow. So it's quite a bit bigger then.
Yes. Now, when you're working with a thicker thread, you're going to want your stitch length to be a little higher.
Okay.
So it works out really good.
So does it, when you thread the machine, does it go through easily, or do you have to use a little wire to pull it
Sometimes you
through?
have to.
Okay, and that comes with the machine.
Yes. Sometimes you have to manually thread it if it's a threading machine. But
Like
it's
when
so
I open
easy.
my machine, it's like, what is this this little wire for?
Yeah,
So now
so
I know.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Threading machine, the machine is really easy.
Yeah.
So there's another option. Now this one is the arrow flock that we used today, and I did that at a 1.5.
Okay.
And it really, the way I love the arrow flock is that it covers really, really well. So there's that one, and then this one is kind of compared.
kind of see
If
the
you can put
difference.
the two of them together, I used regular Serger thread for this one.
Okay.
And so you can kind of see the difference.
How it really fills
how
it in.
it
and
really
it's,
fills
it's
it in.
much more even
Yes.
too.
Yeah, so that's why
Yeah.
when it's a stretchier thread, that it does kind of mold to your
your project.
fabric,
Yeah.
which is really great.
I think that we've used this thread, the arrow thread, in doing wire onto ribbon.
Oh,
to make
yes.
wired ribbon.
Yes.
So
So
I
it's a great,
recollect that, yeah.
it's great for serging. So that one is, and then I played a little bit around.
What was that
I played
word?
around, I know, played around with some of the stitch lengths. And so on this one, I used the Decorative variegated
Okay.
thread, but I set it at 2.5.
It spreads it out,
So
yeah.
it kind of spreads it out.
Yeah,
When
and that
you
is
would
very
use
pretty,
this is on a silkier fabric that you wouldn't want, maybe a scarf or something that you wouldn't want.
Because it would pull those fibers
Yes,
together.
it would,
kind of
and
bunch
it would
them up.
kind of wrinkle and
Yeah.
wave.
And
a
this,
little bit.
actually on this linen, it looks very decorative,
Yes.
having that space in between
Which is
also.
pretty. If you wanted to
Yeah.
see some of the fabric
fabric,
that
yeah.
you're using behind it, this one would be a good one
That's
to
so
use.
pretty.
Then on this side here, I did a 4, and this one is a 3.
I feel like the 4 didn't work out so
No,
well on this.
I don't think I would do the 4 because you can see all of the
Yeah.
the threads poking out. And
Yeah.
I didn't like it as well, but it would also, if you have a really sheer fabric, it would be the best.
Okay.
To kind
So-
of play with your stitch length.
So the thinner, the more flimsy the
Yeah,
fabric,
yeah.
kind of the longer the
Exactly,
stitch.
yes.
But the 3 looks pretty
But
good.
the 3 doesn't look too bad either.
Yeah.
And I think a 3 would be really pretty
That
with
could
a
be very
metallic
decorative,
thread as
yeah.
well. So it's great.
That's
so
awesome.
So it's really fun to play around with the stitch length. It's fun to play around with threads. It's fun to play around with different fabrics
yeah.
too.
And I
So-
love that you like just cut these little squares. And this is probably the extra from your napkins.
Yes,
Yeah?
it is. It
That was a
is.
good guess.
So that you can practice.
Yeah, to
like the
practice on.
first method, if you don't want to worry about trying to do the corners
Mm-hmm.
like we did here. I did not change my needle at all for any of these threads. So, and they worked out just fine. So as long
That's
as it
good to
will
know,
go
yeah.
through, it was I believe an 80-12 is what's in the Serger. I didn't even pay attention to what my needle size was.
Just what was in there, huh?
I just went because sometimes that's just how I roll. So, but it worked out really good. I did not use the
Yeah.
curve foot. Now, there's one thing that I did use on my home one is I did use the clear foot.
Okay.
And the clear
because
foot
then you
sometimes
could see when you got to the
right.
end.
Then it's easier to see when you're at the end,
Okay.
and then you can also see when you take your thread off your stitch fingers. So the curved foot
Yeah.
would also work great if you're doing curves, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but where this is just a straight a square,
Yeah.
then it
So
would
you could
just
do a
use my
curve on
regular-
these napkins though, right?
Yes, you could.
I heard that just like, what did Kris use? A cup, a plate?
Oh, look at this. What I would do is I would just take the end of my spool.
Okay.
And I would just draw a line.
Draw a line
Yeah.
and cut it.
Yes. If you're a little scared about turning a corner or having that corner, you
Yeah.
could definitely, I don't think I've ever seen curved napkins before, but it could be a thing.
You know what? 2025
Yes,
may be the year
it
of
could.
curved napkins.
So that's just so fun, so much fun. I was so
I love it,
inspired
yeah.
because now I think I just might have
Are you going to do
linen
cloth
napkins for our Thanksgiving table.
Ooh, I like
And
that.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them take it home. So I'm going to do our design, which is what we're going to do, and you can actually personalize them. I'm going to put everybody's names on their napkins.
And
so not
and it
only
becomes
it's
a place setting.
it's a place card for you, but it
love
also
it.
is personalized, which is great.
That is
so
very cool.
something so simple, thread and fabric with a rolled hem. You could even do this on a sewing machine, which is
Yes.
something that if you don't own a serger, don't worry about that either,
Just with
because
a very
you could do a
thin
zigzag
zigzag.
stitch on the edge of a fabric if
Mm-hmm.
you want to hem it and use the decorative thread to stitch it down to make your napkins as well. But the sergers are beautiful and they just make things look so professional and great.
This has like really inspired me. So
Yeah.
our Thanksgiving, we have like a big year this year with my side of the family. And so we have 50, 60 people. So we're not doing linen napkins this year.
Oh, I
for
think-
that many people.
I think you should.
I think I should. Yeah.
Yes.
What else have I got to do?
Right.
But like for Christmas, this would be awesome to do just for the family.
Yes,
that
it
would be really fun.
That would be a great
Very
Christmas
inspired.
gift. It'd be
Thank
really
you.
fun. Oh, you're welcome. Well, I hope it inspired you as well. And if you have not used your serger, make sure you get it out and try just this simple rolled edge. Now, in the next segment, we're going to talk about how to embellish it with some really fun hand stitching and machine embroidery
Wait,
stitching.
am I in that?
You and Kris are going to show us how fun.
You just said the
and
dirty
we have
word,
some
hand stitching.
wonderful designs that we're going to share with you
Yes.
as well.
Yes, we
So
are.
we'll be right back.
This week on Three Things Live, we learned how to easily cut and sew curves. Then we turned those into some pretty posh Christmas quilts.
So cute! We had Jenny Pettigo from So Kind of Wonderful drop by. She taught us some awesome techniques on a long arm quilting machine.
We also learned about coloring and how it can be simple self-care. Plus, we took a super fun personality quiz that taught us a little bit about our individual sewing psyche. Three Things Live is keeping it real, live every Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Mountain and 3 p.m. Eastern. Tune in and discover what you've been missing. My goodness, I feel amazing.
So learn about this and so much more by clicking the links below. Three Things Live is where we always have something to make you smile
Something to learn.
and something to discover.
Let's go.
I talked her into joining this year.
Yeah.
The club has such great value.
I will be a lifelong club member, subscribed on year 1.
It's time to come join your girlfriends in the club. You'll have access to an amazing community, designs, patterns, deals, and prizes throughout the year. Get in on the early bird pricing between now and October 31st. Purchase the Club 2026 and you'll be automatically registered for all the fun.
I've been in the club since it began. I'm actively actually doing things and downloading things and using things in it, and it really is worth it.
Cute patterns and demonstrations, and it's like, well, if you're in the club, you get it free. And I thought, they're not hard projects, just simple, and I can go through when I want to sew, and there's so much more than what you pay for it.
Time is precious. That's why My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop is pleased to introduce the new Roam-Free collection. Simply set, snip, place, and press. Every piece is pre-cut, pre-fused, and has an adhesive backing, featuring the revolutionary applique by number system. Sewing is optional. Make each block individually. Or join them all together to make something truly incredible in a fraction of the time. Get yours today at mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com.
All right, friends, we are back here at Three Things Live, and I really enjoyed that demonstration.
Good.
Yes. Yeah,
Well-
it's good information.
Yes, it is, and it's so simple.
Yes.
It really is, and it was so fun to play.
You know, there's nothing like, you know, sometimes you have this desire to make something really beautiful for your table or for your home for the holidays,
Yes.
but sometimes you're not sure where to start.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Doing a simple
this is a great
tablescape
place.
is a perfect jumping off point,
Yes,
isn't it?
It sure is.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
Okay.
I thought, because we have such a big family Thanksgiving this
Yeah.
year, but at home, my table is kind of empty.
Ah.
So I'm thinking I may just set up a table.
You could.
Just as a decoration.
Sure. There you go.
And if anybody happens to come by and have dinner with me, we'll sit at it.
And we'll have linen napkins.
That's right. It would be
Absolutely.
so
I love
fancy.
it. I love it. And hey, I'm all about the curved napkins this year.
I said it.
I'm thinking, you know what? That sounds pretty slick.
Super easy.
But
Yeah.
it really wasn't that terrible to
It
do
wasn't.
in square.
No,
It really wasn't.
it's not. It
Fun
was
to learn.
great. Well, I really enjoyed it. And if you learned a little bit about the Serger today or want to learn more, you definitely need to join us tonight on our
Yes.
Swig Night at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time, because we're going to be talking about Sergers for our Swig Night. And we've got some amazing deals, and we have them on all of the Sergers, the entire lineup. So definitely join us for that tonight. All right, guys. Well, we thought that it might be kind of fun to share with you a few redwork designs. There's nothing as charming and elegant as redwork. Am I right?
I
Yes.
love thread
Yeah.
work.
I do
Yes.
too. It's timeless and classic. And so Fern and I are going to share with you a couple of tips for how to do it by hand and how to do it by machine.
Hey,
Are you ready? All right, so let's take a look first at the napkins that Fern put together. So beautiful. Again, you can see these designs up close that Jacki was talking about earlier. And you did these on the embroidery machine,
I did these
right?
on the embroidery machine. I debated about using a variegated thread, but sometimes the lighter colors in the variegated kind of gets lost in the design.
That is true.
And so it's beautiful
But
for
you
the
did
edges.
use a metallic
but I
thread.
did use a metallic, yeah.
Yes,
I love
that
the
is-
metallic.
I
That's
slowed my
really
machine
pretty.
down, and it stitched out beautifully.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know. And I
Yeah.
love seeing what I'm seeing here.
I know, isn't that fun? I got totally
Yes.
sidetracked all day and made, I think, how many? I made,
well, now you have to
18
make
of 'em.
Now
Yeah.
you have to make the
Right.
napkins to go with them.
I know, well,
Well,
Right?
so
I'm well
you
on my
were
way, yeah,
inspired
for
from
sure.
yesterday's
I was
show
so inspired, yes.
with when Sherry showed us how to make a very simple napkin ring with the snaps. And look, you
I
put
know.
it together just like
Double-sided,
that.
and look, I used different color snaps so I
Yeah.
could mix and match, and
I love those.
yeah,
Oh my
I
goodness.
just played.
I love it. Well, you know what? That's what it's all about, is
Yeah.
the playing, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, how many of you, let us know in the comments, how many of you absolutely love to do red work? Or if you do you do it by hand or do you do it by machine? Let's take a look, because this should not be scary for those of you who've eaten. If you've never even
see me
done
scooting
ham,
away from her.
this
like
is
she's
not
scared.
that bad. I promise. Okay, let's take a look right here. We have, first off, we have these beautiful classic designs,
Gorgeous
right?
designs.
Give thanks, happy Thanksgiving, and grateful. And these are actually on our website, and you can purchase them, but guess what?
They're
Free in the club.
Yay.
Free in the club, folks. So there you go. Gotta love that, right? And so basically what I'm doing is I'm taking my Caterpillar light box, which we absolutely love around here, and we're taking some time to trace all of this, okay? So I won't take the time to do the entire thing right now, but that's basically what you're doing. You're taking your napkin or whatever fabric you're using, and you're going to just trace it with a water-soluble marker. Now, I love using a hoop when it comes time to hand embroider.
I do too.
Do you too?
Yes, I do, because
Yeah, it's kind of a must for
Do you
me.
have to?
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
don't have to.
no,
You
you
have
don't.
to?
No, you do
I
not
don't
have
think
to.
I've never heard of it not using a hoop, so
Really?
I didn't know.
I think
Yeah.
it depends on the project. Sometimes I don't use one.
Okay.
If I'm doing just like a satin stitch or something.
Okay.
There's some times that I don't.
I feel like that would give you an extra hand.
Yes.
Which
It
is
definitely
what-
does,
yeah.
yes. Now, I want to show you just a quick little tip, if you will, for avoiding the knots on the back. Now, there's several ways of doing that. One of the ways of doing it for hand embroidery on the back is that you would leave a longer tail and then you would stitch over. But I actually like this idea even better. Okay. And that is where you take one strand of floss, you double it up, and you have a loop at the end.
That's the way I do it.
Is that how you
yes,
do it too?
That's exactly the way I do it.
So I don't know if we can get a close-up shot of this, but what I did here was I actually put the loop through my needle eye. All right, so the loop goes through the needle eye. So actually now I have 2 strands of embroidery floss. This is how I'll start with cross stitching as well, because it is really important that, especially if you're doing napkins, you don't want to have knots on the back, right?
Right.
So what you do from here is that you're putting the loop through the eye, and then you pull it down to the bottom. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start from the top and pull it through. And do you see the loop that is forming there? Don't pull it all the way through, because I'm going to just start here. I go about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch to the side, and then I'm going to place my needle through that loop. And look what happens, folks.
I'm never tying another knot again in thread.
Right?
Oh
well,
my gosh.
it's great. It's wonderful, isn't it?
It looks
Yes.
as beautiful on the front as it does the back, folks.
Yes.
So there you go. There are no knots. There's no extra, space at all with extra threads, I should say. All right, and then all I'm going to do is that simple back stitch. This is so relaxing, and you guys know I love machine embroidery, but boy, do I love a nice, relaxing hand embroidery project.
Well, it's nice because you can take it. It's portable.
Exactly.
So, if you're in the car or if you're somewhere at the doctor's office at an appointment or
Yes.
something, you can take it along with you.
Exactly, that is so true. And then all you're doing is you're just coming up from about 1/4 of an inch away, maybe a little bit less, and then you bring it right back down into the same
I'm
hole
memorized.
as before.
I know, it is very.
I am.
You're mesmerized.
Yes.
Yes.
This is amazing.
And you just continue, and it really is so relaxing and so fun. But the whole idea that I wanted to share with you was how to not have the knot. at the back.
That is a great
Game
tip.
changer.
All
Yes, it
right.
really is.
Yes. And if you want those designs, again, if you take a look right here, we have the pattern available online for sale. We have a hand stitch design pattern, which you're going to find all 3 designs right there, as well as we have the machine embroidery version
That is
of the
awesome.
redwork. So,
fun.
what tips do you have for machine embroidery?
So machine embroidery is pretty simple as far as you're using a sticky back wash away.
Okay.
If you use a tear away, as you tear that back away, you're going to pull on your stitches.
Oh, that
So
is
wash
so
away
true.
is really important.
That is
Yes.
And placement, like that is, where do I put my design?
Yeah.
So
That's a good question.
Yeah,
How do
so
you decide?
Jackie,
I'm going to go ahead and
planned
do that to
hers.
you, Jackie.
so she could put a name in at the bottom.
Let's go ahead and bring it right over here. Okay.
So I decided, sorry, you're going to get my big old name on my ruler. I decided I needed to figure out, like if I just eyeballed it, it could end up crooked.
Sure.
So I used my 6.5 inch ruler with my line across it and just used that as a guide. So then I'm just lining that up.
Oh, that is so smart.
That's a great idea to
So-
use your ruler.
Yeah.
So
I
any
have that.
ruler that has
Any ruler.
the diagonal line.
Yeah. But some
Yeah.
rulers have a lot of diagonal lines
Right,
on it.
right.
This one, I just
It was
have
just-
one. One and done. That's right. So then I just take it off and just finger press it. And then in my hoop, I either put a crosshair or I draw a crosshair.
Sure.
And so my next step is to find the center of this space. Sorry.
Okay.
I got short arms here. And so then I'm going to fold it towards, because I want the back side of my napkin
that is so smart.
to go down to be the back, to meet up with my stabilizer.
Okay.
So then I've just finger pressed it, and then when I lay it onto my hoop, I've got my lines I can follow, and then, so this is going to place the center of my design. If I put this in the center of my hoop, it's going to put the center of my design here. So depending on how big my design is, if I decide I want it a little bit closer down, then I'll move that line down closer to the tip.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but I love
Okay,
just
I like
using
that.
a line
That
on
was
a
a
ruler.
great
I don't
tip.
have
Line
to
on a
mark
ruler
up
is a great
anything.
idea.
Yeah, that is a great
Yeah.
idea.
And then just doing the fold makes it,
Quick
have the
and
lines
easy.
without having to mark it.
Right.
I
I'm
like
not
that
having
a
to worry
lot.
about ironing stuff out or.
A lot of times people with machine embroidery designs, they'll actually stitch out the crosshairs
Yes.
on the stabilizer.
yes.
But
Then you have
sometimes
to
I'm too
pick those out.
lazy.
Well, and you have to pick out those stitches because they've stitched into your design.
So I just draw them on.
So just
the
draw
You
'em
could,
on.
I said drawing on is
Yeah.
perfect to save time,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So, okay, that's a
That's
great
great.
tip.
That's
Thank
my
you. Well, we
tip.
hope you enjoyed those tips, whether you're doing it by hand or whether you're doing it by machine. Both patterns are available, again, on our website, and both are free in the club.
Yay.
Guess what else is free in the club right now? And available on the website. We got to
look at
end
this.
Oh,
with
yes.
a little gratitude, right? A little gratitude jar. If you take a look right here, this is our new bag tag for
That's
the month
adorable.
of November. Now, normally we don't release the bag tags till mid-November, but we wanted you to be able to enjoy it all month long. So, what the idea is folks, it doesn't get any easier. It's
Right.
2 layers of felt.
Exactly.
Right? Grab yourself a mason jar, pull some twine or some jute right through the middle.
And you used your new tool to
Yeah,
make
I
that
did.
rivet
Oh my
there.
goodness, the little eyelet that
Darling,
we're
yeah.
loving. Yes, I used the Vario Creative Tool on that. And then you could just tie it around, and then you
So
have this
fun.
hanging down.
That is
And
so
so
cute.
the
I love it.
idea
Yeah.
is that you have your family, your friends, they write down all month long what they're grateful for. They put it, you've seen
Yeah.
these
Yes.
before,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yes.
You put it in the jar, and then on Thanksgiving Day, you pull out all those gratitude pieces of paper
I love
and
it.
share it with the table.
That's great.
So we're empty nesters.
Yeah.
And I do have one that I keep up year round that kind of sits by my
Oh.
TV in the kitchen. And if my grandkids come over and start sassing with each other, then I'll say, hey, go put something in the gratitude jar. And
Smart.
That's a great idea.
They get along pretty well, so it's kind of empty. But
That is one smart
I'm,
grandma.
I'm thinking that I like this just for every day. Like if I had a little stack of papers there, just for every day for like, I need to do that and
Yes.
just write it down and just take that time to be grateful.
Yes.
Because we have a
I
lot
love
to be
that.
grateful for right now.
It's
We
so
really
true.
do.
We do.
We
Yes.
do. Thanks, Fern. I love that sentiment. That is absolutely spot on. So again, that is also for the embroidery machine, as well as those of you who hand stitch.
Oh, wow.
Both of those are found in the same download, and again, it's on the website. In fact, we have all of this on the website right now, including the linen.
Yes,
right?
we
Oh,
do
yeah.
have
So-
1 yard cuts of the linen that we
Fun,
used.
fun. All right. And how many napkins can you get out
You
of
can
1
get
yard?
4.
Okay.
Because it's
Out of
60.
1
It's
yard.
60 wide.
Oh, nice.
And so then you
And
have a
some
little bit of
practice fabric.
extra that you can make smaller napkins
Yeah,
as
you
well.
certainly could.
So-
Absolutely. Janet has a question. Fern, was that sticky back wash away for the stabilizer for napkins on machine embroidery?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, which works beautifully.
Yes,
it
Yeah,
does.
It's
Yeah.
so great. Yeah, and I like your tip about don't use the sticky back tearaway.
Yeah, don't use the
those
tearaway.
sticky back
Wash
away.
away. That's
I like
right.
that a lot. Great tips. All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's show. It's been so enjoyable for us to put it all together for you. And if you loved it and you think someone else in your life might love it as well, please do us a favor and share
Share.
it.
Yes.
Share with someone else who might want to learn a little bit more about Three Themes Live. All right, before we end, let's go over just a short, quick few announcements. Gingerbread Christmas is the one-day event coming up November 21st. If you would like to have your kit in time, you've got to place your order by November 7th. Is that right, Fern?
That's like
November
next,
7th.
that's almost like next week.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is next week,
oh
right?
my gosh,
Getting
that's
right in
crazy.
there.
You gotta make that
crazy, crazy.
Yes.
So definitely do that. We, of course, want to remind you that it's time to join the club. It's the club that pays for itself.
It's
Am I
true.
right?
It's
Yes,
so
it
true.
does.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
there are thousands of dollars worth of stuff in the club, and and it continues to grow. That's the best part of it all. So you have until Friday to get the very best pricing of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Make
till
it your
Friday.
trick or treat.
Yeah. Hey,
So
there you
it
go.
is
I
our
like
treat.
that. There you go. Again, don't forget to join us tonight at 5:30 p.m. Allison and Todd and I will be talking about the Baby Lock Sergers. You got a little sneak peek from Jacki today, and we can't wait to share with you some of our favorite things about the Sergers, and you will have a chance to win some gift cards from the girlfriends, and who
yes.
doesn't love that?
I know.
Just for joining us. So
And they're
make
not
sure you
$5
do
gift
that.
cards.
No.
No.
They're a lot more
They're-
than that,
yes.
folks. So if you're local with us, we'd love to invite you to come on over to the shop on Saturday for our showcase. It's an in-store Baby Lock Radiance virtual presentation, but they're also going to be talking about the other brand new machines that they just released this fall. So go ahead and come on over and sew with the girlfriends, right?
Yes.
All
always
right,
fun.
everyone. Thank you so much for being with us. One more thing. I don't want to end without saying, you saw a little bit about the Serger today. Have you joined our Serger Facebook
it is
group?
so fun. Yes.
It is a great
So much
group.
information. Yeah.
It is. So definitely
Yeah.
look into joining that. And we also have a playlist on YouTube that has
YouTube,
tons
yes.
of Serger videos
Yes.
on there.
Yes.
And I've watched them probably 3 times now.
Have you?
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
'cause
know
you're
more has been
learning.
added.
Yeah.
Because like when you don't need it until you
Right.
need it.
It's so true. So true.
So you got to
So
put that
true.
information
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
So it comes back out eventually.
Exactly. We gotta just keep it coming on in. All right, guys. Well, again, thanks so much for being with us. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep doing all the things you love, and we hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.